Hello, gorgeous manifestors. Happy Wednesday. Hope you are all really well. In case some of you don't know me, my name is Sarah Morgan. I am the creator and founder of Mastering the Art of Manifesting, and I am insatiably passionate about helping millions globally to master the art of manifesting, to live lives full of alignment, flow, fulfillment, happiness and joy, and of course lots of delicious manifestations. And I just wanted to come on today. Hi everybody, say hi if you're watching on catch up, have a comment, hashtag replay, just so we can share this message, because what I really wanted to talk to you about today is what type of manifestor you are. So I thought I'd come on and do a quick video just to explain that, because I was having a conversation with someone yesterday and we were talking about sort of what different types of manifestors you can be. I'm not quite unusual compared to sort of the global population, but quite unusual in terms of other manifesting coaches that are currently around, okay? So when you manifest, there's generally two types of manifestor you can be. The first is an outcome manifestor, and the second is a process manifestor. And when you can understand which one you are, then it empowers you and enables you to know what works best for you in terms of ramping up your manifesting flow, okay? So most of the kind of big manifesting coaches out there at the minute, especially the ones in kind of the US and Australia, are incredible. They're doing incredible things, and they are outcome manifestors. Whereas I've always known I've manifested a bit differently. And when I speak to people in the Mastering the Art of Manifesting community, when clients start to come to work with me, when people read my books, they realise that they are like me. They manifest in a different way. They're process manifestors, which of course is very law of attraction, and that explains why you are a part of the Mastering the Art of Manifesting community. More likely than not, probably I would say 99% of people that follow my work are process manifestors. And I'll explain the difference in a minute, but what that means is when you start using the tools that I talk about, especially in my books, you know, you don't have to have coaching with me, you know, I offer loads of free videos as well, but especially in these books, Welcome to the Beginning of Everything You Want, and It's Time to Get Your Money Flow On. In both of those books, all the tools that I'm giving you are very powerful if you're a process manifestor. And I have people say to me all the time when they sort of find my tools that suddenly everything clicks, because before then they understood law of attraction on a very practical, logical level, which is what a lot of people find. They understand it at a logical level, but they're struggling to kind of implement it where they actually feel it rather than just understand it on a logical level. Hi Carmen, hi Karen darling. And so there's so many new people within the Mastering the Art of Manifesting community, especially over the last few months. I've been a little bit quieter in terms of working on books and doing events and things. So I've been busy behind the scenes, but quieter on here. And I really want to spend the first few months of this year, especially coming back on here and really helping you guys, because that's what I absolutely love. So how to tell if you are a process or outcome manifestor. So if you are an outcome manifestor, all the outcome manifesting coaches work are going to be bang on for you. So you're going to love thinking of a goal, having a deadline, having loads of specific requirements to that goal, and you're going to love holding the energy until that manifests. And what will happen is when it manifests, then your energy will shift, and so you'll have a big energy shift. And when it manifests, you're going to have this big explosion of, oh my goodness, I've done it, this is amazing. You go like really excited, and then you focus on the next goal that you have, okay? But if you're a process manifestor, like the majority of you are that follow my work, if you're focusing on a goal with a deadline and with specifics in, what will happen is it will make you feel a bit icky, and you'll sort of feel it in your chest. It will immediately make you think, how am I going to do that? Or it will make you feel despondent. So you'll be thinking that's never going to happen. It will basically make you feel a bit icky. And There's a lot of talk out there about doing vision boards and setting goals for the year. Katie and I were talking about that on the BizCamp mini series that we did over the last couple of weeks. There's a lot of talk about goals out there, and that's brilliant if you're an outcome manifester, but obviously about half of the population aren't. They're process. And what happens is when they try and implement goals, they immediately contract, they feel icky, and therefore they stop all of that positive manifesting flow. Well, they don't cut it off entirely, but it feels really, really hard to them. So the tools that I coach, that I share in my books, that I come on and do lives about, the tools I'll be weaving into my Feb Fire and Flow month. I literally just announced that last night and released details. Everything that I coach is around shortcutting you into an energy that you feel good and that you don't contract. And if you are a process manifester, you manifest way more powerfully and way more quickly when you sort of just go broad and general and when you enjoy the whole process. So for you, it's not about enjoying the outcome and just watching the outcome and holding the energy. That feels uncomfortable to you. What feels good to you and where you will manifest the fastest is when you love the whole journey. So I talk a lot about following what feels good to you. Look at the sunlight coming in. I love that it's spring. I follow a lot of the work Abraham does, and I weave that into a lot of what I do as well. And Abraham is very process favoured, I believe, because Abraham, if you're not familiar with Abraham Hicks, also the work Olivia and Rafa Kanya are doing with Abraham's all about feeling good, and then your manifestations flow. And this is where a lot of people, if they are process manifestors, are getting confused because they're trying to do it the outcome way. And as a process manifestor, that's never going to work for you. That's always going to feel really uncomfortable and icky. So if you are a process manifestor, it's about enjoying every day. It's about generally going bigger and broader. So I will never say to myself, right, I want to manifest this by this date, unless it's a really general, broad one that I can get my energy in. If I come too close and too specific, then I contract. And when you feel that contracted, tense feeling, you're going to be holding and slowing the manifestations away from you. And so, as I was just saying, all the tools that I teach, including my Dream Day Journal, including all the processes I weave into my books and my programs, are about shortcutting you into that fast track manifesting flow where you feel good, because nothing else matters than that you feel good when you're a process manifestor. And that's kind of what I want to demystify, because a lot of people are misunderstanding this. If your outcome, then all the other outcome stuff out there is massive, but if your process, that's not going to work for you. And I have manifested so much so quickly after over the last year and a half since I've been applying these tools consistently. And so, as I was saying before, often when people find my work, they're like, oh, I get it. Now I can actually manifest. Like, their energy literally shifts and they start feeling the manifesting evidence and the manifesting magic all around them really quickly. Like, it shifts within like 1 to 3 or 4 days. It's really fast. And then the magic starts to happen. And this is why a lot of what I coach is about being consistent as well. Never seeing it as a hassle or a chore. Seeing the things that I teach as like these delicious rituals that change your life. Never see them as a chore, okay? So after kind of watching that, you're probably going to have a sense of whether your process or outcome. It'd be really interesting for you to comment below. I can see a couple of you have already said that your process. And I was speaking to someone about this yesterday who does a lot of work around this. And I was saying, is it that there's more outcome manifestors out there and less process, or is it that it's kind of even, but at the minute there's more outcome coaches out there? And she said the latter. It's just at the minute, like the split's kind of even, but out there at the minute most coaches are outcome. Whereas if you're a process manifestor, that's never going to work for you, okay? It's always going to feel a bit difficult. The other interesting thing is you can be anywhere along the spectrum. So I have once done like an outcome manifesting process. I set myself the goal to manifest. I still did it a bit generally though. I set myself the goal to manifest between 8.3 thousand and 10,000 in a month. This was ages ago, and I manifested 9.3 thousand. And for me it worked, but it was energetically really exhausting. Okay, I was just like, I cannot do that every single time I want to bring something in terms of manifesting. What I want to do is feel good, follow the universal guidance that I'm receiving, and then move with that guidance and let it flow, let it all come to me. So that's the other thing. If your process and you're trying to manifest in an outcome way, it's going to be too exhausting for you. But usually you can be somewhere along the spectrum as well. So I'm at the far end of process, which is why, you know, I self-studied law of attraction for years and like had to find the tools that cut through for me and up level tools and create my own tools, find stuff that actually works for me, because most of the stuff out there wasn't, because it's very outcome focused. But you can be somewhere like along the spectrum. So it could be possible that you are more process than outcome, but there's still a bit of outcome for you. And so always feel into what feels better to you. When you're thinking about what you want to manifest, does it feel more exciting to go specific? Or does going specific make you contract a bit, and is it actually better to go broader and more general? Does that feel more delicious to you? Always feel in to what feels delicious. There's also quite often a misconception as well that you have to keep focusing and thinking about and visualizing what you want as well. And yes, that can be so powerful, but if you're visualizing it and it's making you contract, you're far better to go general again, or to actually not focus on that thing at all and focus on something else that makes you feel better. So your emotions are like a universal sat nav. And so, sorry about this sun shining in, although I don't really want to complain because it's heavenly to have it shining in. Your emotions are a universal sat nav. So every time you feel good, trust that you are on the right path and you are in alignment. And what I mean by alignment is your vibrations are that you are emitting from your body feel good, and they are matching all the things that you want to bring to you. If you are feeling any negative emotions, which can range from kind of extreme ones to just feeling a bit off or a bit icky, it means that what you're thinking about and what you're focusing on isn't a match, and it's making you contract, okay? So always feel into what feels good to you. Always feel into what feels delicious to you and know that that's right for you. And as a process manifester, unless you're feeling really high vibration, when you're feeling really high vibration, then it's easier to go specific. But generally as a process manifester, you want to go more general and broad and just focus on feeling good, and then you will manifest really freaking quickly. Because anytime you sort of have a bit of tension, it sort of slows everything down. It sort of holds it sort of at arm's length from you. And this is always the work. This is why I'm so passionate about teaching these tools. It's always the work. I still use my tools daily. I still have to work with the ego daily, and make sure that I'm feeling good as much of the time as I can, so that I'm in that kind of relaxed, surrendered energy, which allows everything to flow to me and through me. And it will be exactly the same with you. So if you are part of this Mastering the Art of Manifesting tribe, the vast likelihood is you are a process manifester, especially if you're really resonating with the tools that you're reading in my books and the tools that I'm teaching. You are definitely process. So there are a few of you that will be outcome. That's absolutely fine. Most of my coaching is more towards process, because I coach what I know works for me, but because I can do outcomes, sometimes I can coach it a bit. But most of you will be process. And actually this is a really special community when you think about it, because most of the communities out there, especially the ones in America and Australia, are very outcome focused. So it's actually a really beautiful thing, this community, because we're way more process side of things, which makes us really special and unique at this moment in time. And just know, if you stick with the tools and the things that I coach, that that's going to really like loosen up your manifesting flow for you and get everything flowing. So just thought I'd come on and share that. I want to come on and start doing short little lives for people to watch and digest. This is what I did very much last year up until the autumn. I just kind of want to build that momentum back up again, because this is what I love doing. So I'm just going to read through the questions. The other thing is, before I start reading through all of those, just so you know, I am launching February Fire and Flow on Monday. It is going to be a low cost but massive group energy program where we are reigniting our flow. We've got the spring coming back in the Northern Hemisphere. For a lot of people, especially in the Northern Hemisphere, January can feel very heavy. To be honest, I've been a bit the same in some respects, and actually February for me and for all of those that want to come on the delicious ride with me is about, right, let's just freaking ramp things up again. Let's get this manifesting energy flowing. Let's do it together as a powerful collective. Have fun, reignite everything, get all these rituals really powerfully working for us. Have fun. I'll be doing new meditations. I'll be doing Q&As in there. I'll be sharing lots of tools, some that I've shared before but you may have stopped using, some new ones as well. It's going to be really, really exciting. And even if you're high vibe now, not really feeling like you need it, just think actually that's going to up level you even more. When you're flying high vibe and you're on that high flying disc, you can always up it more if that's what you want to do. So whether you've kind of lost your way a bit and you want to just re-establish that, or whether you are feeling high vibe and you want to expand it further, then check that out. I'll put the link above, but it's on my website under Work With Me directly. So that's February Fire and Flow. Also, Limitless in Business, we haven't put a general announcement out yet, but there's still people signing up for that program and people that are still watching the Biz Camp series that we did. So we're actually extending enrollment until this coming Monday. So if any of you still want to leap for that, check that out. And I think that's everything for the minute that I just needed to tell you. So let me go to the questions and just see what's coming up. So process all the way. I keep forgetting though. It's really easy to forget. And if your process is about feeling good every day and your energy shifts gradually every single day. So if your process, doing anything that doesn't feel good, slows everything down, which is why it's really important for us to manage the ego as well and stop that ego trying to self-sabotage at times as well. Hi Emma darling. Okay, hi Karen. I'm very like you, definitely process, don't do goals with deadlines. Exactly, follow what feels good, getting back to it. Brilliant, Claire darling. Coach training is all about goal setting and smart style steps. Boring. Yeah, so Claire, that's going to feel really boring and almost like toxic to you because your process. So another thing that's really interesting, guys, if anything feels really toxic for you, you have to not do it because that's who you are at soul level. So for example, at soul level, I'm all about freedom and a lot of you will be as well. So doing anything that's obligation will feel really toxic. So you want to minimize anything that feels quite toxic because it's your universal sat nav going, no, that doesn't match with you. That's not in a line with like you being in a line with where you want to go. So I feel goal setting and stuff is really boring. And actually, really interestingly, I had to do a workshop last Friday, which isn't something I wanted to do, but I had to freaking do it. Bit of obligation there. And I was so bored and I was like, oh my God, I have not felt bored for months because I get to do this all the time. But it was really interesting. So again, it's just not the right format for the way I work. So really listen to your like how you feel. It's not you being picky, it's not you being fussy, it's how your inner being is designed to work here in physical, out on the leading edge of human, leading edge of universal expansion. So always listen to what you're being guided. So yeah, goal setting for you is going to feel really icky. Definitely process can go wide and big, but if I try to set a specific goal by set time, so icky. Exactly, Carmen, exactly the same as me. It's just really icky. And when it feels icky, you're blocking your manifestations from coming to you because you're lowering your vibration, which means you're more closed off. If your vibration is happy and loose and relaxed and like knowing and trusting, then you're going to be a far more clearer channel to receive things. Hi darlings, I like some specificity. I can't even say that, so I can feel and imagine it, but timescales can trap me for sure. Yeah, so that's where the Dream Day journal process that I teach and do every single day is so powerful, because you can write in detail and play with it, but if you're writing about it and it makes your heart sing, it takes you off of the how. But yeah, deadlines, totally agree. So you're probably slightly less processed than me, but you are still pretty processed by the sounds of that, Claire, darling. The sun looks radiant, so beautiful. I know, I love it. It just makes me so happy that we come into the spring. Hi, Charlotte, darling. Hi, Joanne. Right, Karen says, that is the power and energy of the big you around us all, the light that is. It's always there and around us all, can never be blocked. Sun, shine, I say we got this. Yay! Karen signed up for February Fire and Flow. Yay! Joanne, that's really interesting. I have struggled listening to lots of coaching stuff from US and one from Australia. Yeah, I think, because I've sort of got to know you a bit, Joanne, through the lives, some of the questions you've been asking through the Biz Camp as well. It's just no surprise to me, your process. Like, that's why you're here. Remember, guys, nothing is coincidence, nothing's chance. There will be a reason you found me. And often, actually, people say to me when they start working with me, like in a group or one-to-one, they're like, I don't actually know how I found you. And I'm like, no one really does. It's just law of attraction. Somehow we've ended up together. So yeah, it doesn't surprise me at all that your process. Oh, love your meditations. Thanks, Karen, darling. Roxana, darling. I'm listening to you whilst decluttering my home. Yay! Decluttering is brilliant for freeing up that manifesting flow. January was a heavy month, I agree with you. Yeah, January has been heavy. There's been a lot of people messaging me, struggling a bit behind the scenes with ego and low vibrations, and that is the whole purpose of this February Fire and Flow month. So anyone that wants to get involved, we start on Monday. It is going to be so much fun. I'm going to be coming on live like 4 to 5 times a week, sharing things with you, leading you, doing things with you. We'll be doing vision boards together, the journaling. Like, it's just going to be really, really powerful and fun. It's about bringing the fun back. Everything I teach as well is about simplicity, ease and grace. It needs to feel light and playful. Otherwise, again, you're slowing down your manifesting flow. Especially as a process manifester, it has to feel light and playful. So February Fire and Flow is going to be all about the play. Yay! Carmen, the one thing I feel a bit conflicted about being process driven, that I really have big goals for life, but setting deadlines for those goals, no. But then it's trusting, doing what feels good will lead me to those big goals. Yeah, absolutely, Carmen. So that is something you just build over time. And it really is the power for you of just allowing and trusting. Basically, follow everything I teach. Basically, that is where you know it's going to come. The ego's always going to question it, probably, because that's what the ego does. It's cheeky. It would always say, yeah, but I can't really I don't have a signed letter from the universe promising me it's going to send me stuff. You don't have something physical to look at. But when you feel good, if you even just feel good for a couple of weeks, you're going to notice everything shift in a couple of weeks. And remember, as I say often, guys, it is about ebb and flow as well. There are going to be times you feel more contracted. That is the whole purpose of life. That's the whole purpose of being here in physical. We have to have those things as well. But what you'll be doing, Carmen, if you're focusing on what you want and it feels icky, you're actually stopping it coming to you. And it takes a lot of practice. I still work on it all the time. This is the thing, these tools, you'll have them for life. You will use them and lean on them for life. And the people that do are the ones that carry on to manifest really steadily, even during times where their ego's kicking in, even during times of contrast. So it's just about leaning into the tools and just surrendering and trusting. Because for you, when there is that tension of, but I want to take action to force it to work and make it happen, make it happen. It's going to slow everything down. And I'm not perfect. I'm still using these tools all the time as well and having to remind myself. But as soon as you do surrender and let go, everything floods in, like so much floods in. If you can do that for a couple of weeks, you'll notice things shift massively over a couple of weeks. So again, for you, Feb, Fire and Flow could be perfect. So it's a whole month of playing with these tools and allowing you to feel happy and to sort of trust and let go. So you sort of get a whole month in a group of us doing that together. So I think maybe that's when you should check out. So check that out, sweetie. Hi, Lowry, darling. Joanne, thank you. This is my go-to place and always feel uplifted to be here. Oh, I love you, darling. Hi, Cara. That's amazing. Thank you, Sarah. You are welcome, Carmen, darling. So I know a lot of you will watch this on catch up. It's a Wednesday morning. A lot of you are at work if you're in the UK. If you are in other countries, a lot of you will be asleep. So if you watch this on catch up, comment below whether your process or outcome, but really understand that if your process lean into the way I do it, because if you're processed and you're trying to do the outcome stuff, it's not going to work with ease and grace for you. It's always going to feel sticky. It's always going to feel like a bit of a struggle and a bit icky. And we want to shortcut sort of through that, like bypass that and shortcut into positive manifesting flow, which is the stuff that I do. That's sort of what it helps you to achieve more easily. How do we find the fire and flow thing? Good question. I will post the link above here, darling, so you'll get it at the top of this video. As soon as I finish, I'll post the link. Also, it's on my website, masteringtheartofmanifesting.com, and it's under the Work With Me Directly tab. If you click on that, it should be the first one in the drop down menu, February Fire and Flow. So I can't wait to work with you. This is about massive group energy. Yeah, very, very excited. So, my darlings, any other questions, let me know. If you're watching this on catch up and you have a question, tag me in it, otherwise I may miss it. Also, I am doing a live coffee chat on Friday at 12 p.m. Haven't done one of those for a couple of weeks, so that's your chance to tune in and ask me anything you want about law of attraction, manifesting the universe. I will answer as much as I can. I'm sort of just there to serve you. So anything you want to ask me, you can ask on that coffee chat too. Fiona says, I thought I was outcome, but I think I'm process. I might still be confused which one I am. So I'll watch this live from the start again as when you jumped in. Yeah, Fiona, darling, definitely watch it back from the beginning and you'll kind of instinctively know. Try not to overthink it too much. You'll kind of instinctively know and feel it in your body, which is very much how I work, like go with what you feel. And if you're not sure, then, you know, just tag me and I can try and help you, but it may be you're kind of more of a mix of two. But regardless, guys, whether you're outcome or process, whatever you're thinking about needs to make your heart sing. It needs to feel delicious to you, because when it feels delicious and your heart's singing and you want to eat it, that's when you're in positive manifesting flow. Okay, my darlings? So I hope that helps, especially for all of those new people in this group who are wondering why they're here and how they found me. That should really help to explain why the universe has brought us together. So, my darlings, have an incredible day. Have a gorgeous, gorgeous Wednesday. I love you all so much. I will post the Fire and Flow link above. Cannot wait to begin that on Monday. And any questions, as always, let me know. And yeah, sending you tons and tons of love as always. Mwah. Bye.